Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. On Tuesday, the attack happened, talking about the Christ Apostolic Church, CAC Oke Ishegun Parish. This is in Eruku Town, Ekiti local government area of Kwara State. So we're talking about Kwara State, never mind that the local government area is called the Ekiti local government area, but it is in, Kwara State. And when bandits attacked the church, it was in the evening, it was somewhere around 6 o'clock. You must have heard the story. It was an exercise that the police described as an attempted banditry. I think that's the way the police decided to refer to it. Maybe it's a technical thing. But 3 people, no less, have been reported killed, some injured. The worshippers were all gathered together, and it's a bit difficult to understand what exactly the motive was. As we speak, there has been no demand for any ransom payment unless it has happened overnight. And so that's the horrible situation that we have on our hands. Our guest this morning is a consummate professional, Dr. Stephen Okwori. Dr. Okwori is a security consultant and strategist and fellow of the Nigerian Army Resource Center. Thank you very much for coming on our program, Dr. Okwori.
Thank you. Good morning, Uncle Yori. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your coming. It's a sad event, and the things seem to be just happening one on top of another. As we're hearing these bad stories, the last thing we expected was to hear this one. And then to worsen the matter, we don't really know where we are. The reports we have is that about 10 people started shooting sporadically, and then after that, it was noticed that up to 3 people, not all of them in the same place, had actually been hit and killed. Some have gone to the hospital. They reportedly marched off the pastor into the bush from which they had come. Dr. Okwori, what do you make of this? This matter of terrorists, bandits, what exactly are they? For now, I don't think people really know very much. It's a most unfortunate incident. Give me your thoughts on this latest attack of criminality.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to our listeners out there. It's unfortunate that we are here again to talk about the insecurity issues bedeviling Nigeria.
Yes.
It's unfortunate that we keep seeing the reoccurrence of this. If it's not adoption of schoolgirls or children, it is bandits or terrorists or whatever they call them attacking either church or mosque. Before now, it was some mosques in Katsina, in Zamfara, and all that. So the question now is, who are these people? What's their intention? What's their aim?
Exactly.
We cannot know their aim. We cannot know their intention. We cannot know who is sponsoring them. We don't know anything about them. Do you know why? Because we're unable, as a government, as security agencies, to investigate, to unravel, to reveal, to know who these people are. Because they come, strike, kill, do whatever they want to do, and they go scot-free. Nobody is arrested. Nobody is killed for us to even know if they are even foreigners or if they are people within the community where they have come to strike. There are a lot of communities here in Nigeria that they have come to kill, like in this manner. The Okwori case, what has happened to it? Over 40 persons, 40 worshippers were killed in Okwori. The case is still ongoing. We don't even know the perpetrators, whether they are the rightful people or the wrong people that were arrested. The Elewata case of almost 200 persons that were killed in Benue some couple of months ago, the perpetrators were told that some persons, about 23 of them, were arrested. How far have they gone with the case? So these are the issues. If not for the life, whatever that happened in the church, we would have even seen the images or the features of the people that came to strike. We saw them with armed with AK-47 and all that right inside the church. So why do we still have all this? Are we as a country doing what is right? Are we as a country doing same thing over and over again and expect a different result? But I want to believe that we are still doing the same thing. Yes, because it happened in a local community in Kwara. The governor was there, police were deployed, soldiers were deployed and all that. That's the usual practice. It's the usual practice. At the end of the day, these criminals have gone, carried these people that they have kidnapped or adopted from that community, went into the bush, into the forest. Right?
Exactly.
And from
just
what
like that.
they are saying, from their features, we discovered that they are not even citizens or even Yoruba people. It shows that they are bandits that have come all the way from Zamfara. Don't forget that Zamfara is the headquarters of banditry in Nigeria.
One moment, Dr. Okwori. Let's listen to the governor upon the sad event.
Okay then.
Main purpose here is to commiserate with you and the community and to see how much more help we can render here. All the security agencies are on this. The president had to cancel his trip to G20 for the G20 meeting in South Africa because of this. As I speak to you, there's strong mobilization of the members of Nigerian Armed Forces into it. And the president.
Well, that was a very short, it wasn't the cleanest of clips. Clearly it was. We just had to get something. It was shot on an amateur video, as you can imagine, you know, in the immediate aftermath of, well, the event, because the governor wouldn't have spoken late on the matter. So it's a bit distressing, this worrying, as you said when we came on, that we don't even know who they are. And this happens time after time. But the federal government has declared an emergency, right? Security, you know, Tinubu, well, the state of the nation, I believe that they now know that this is a very serious matter. Are you particularly encouraged by the emergency? When I say encouraged, I mean that, that we shall be getting a different kind of outcome. Right now, we don't know anything. They haven't even asked for a ransom. They haven't identified themselves.
Yeah, you see, Uncle Yori, when incidents like this happen, you know, I am privileged, or I was privileged to do my PhD thesis on kidnapping for ransom.
Okay.
Right. And yes, and it afforded me the opportunity to have interaction with kidnappers as well as victims. And when it happens like this, you know, in order to see how to stir the tension, right, they will not hurriedly ask for ransom. They will keep the victims, you know, so that the tension will be at its peak. The moment they put that call across to the families of the victims and all that, whatever they put forward as ransom or demand that they are asking, it will now put the families in a desperate situation to see how to agree the terms and conditions that the bandits or criminals have put forward, you know, to the families of victims, you know. So that's the whole idea, right? You know, so the point is, are we even serious in seeing how to address these issues? That's a very critical question, right? Because you have the president there, he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, right? Don't forget that the president during his campaign said that we shouldn't pity him, that he asked for the job, right? Meaning that he came prepared, whatever the issues are that is confronting Nigeria, be it security, be it economy, and all that. He knew that he was coming to inherit all these challenges bedeviling or befalling Nigeria, right? So, as president and commander-in-chief, let me appreciate the fact that he canceled his trip to South Africa to attend the G20 summit or something, right? Because you cannot leave your house when it's on fire. You must see how to put off the fire. Right now, whether we like it or not, Nigeria is on fire. On every daily basis, one incident or the other springs up. So a couple of days ago, it was the Brigadier General that was killed alongside some other soldiers and civilian JTF. 2 days ago, it was the adoption of young girls in their schools, right, adopted by these bandits or criminal elements. Yesterday also, it was the church attack by bandits. On the 20th of October 2025, a Lieutenant Colonel, Aliyu Paiko, was killed or ambushed as well alongside 8 other soldiers. So we keep seeing this or hearing these incidents happen, right? Yeah, the Senate President said that there's no society that is crime-free. In as much as I want to agree with him that there's no society that is crime-free, just the way even Emil Duncan said, the French sociologist, that a society without crime is impossible. But in as much as I want to agree to that, but I shouldn't be seeing escalation. Because every day the stories we hear, they are before us, right? These are the ones that we even hear. These are the ones that even come to public space. What of the ones that are happening out there that we're not even aware, right? As I speak to you, 7 persons were kidnapped 2 days ago, right? And ransom is being asked, 75 million naira, right? So the issues are, do we expect a decline or escalation? We should expect a decline, right? So it is not about making or giving assurances and all that. Very well, the vice president was sent by the president to Kebbi, right? The vice president got there. But the clips I saw, right, different individuals carved in Agbada and whatever came and sat as if it was one very eventful ceremony that they were trying to attend, right? We are in a sober mood right now. These young girls that are out there in the forest, wherever they have taken them to, nobody knows. My worry is not even in the trying to see how the security agents will see how to rescue. In the event where they rescue them, do you know what they might have gone through? The trauma, the agony, right? Yes. And if they are released, for instance, or rescued, as long as they live on this earth, the trauma will continue to live with them, right? So why won't we find a situation or have a situation where these things don't happen? We can as well see how to put measures to see how to prevent them. On your show, I've said something about top to bottom approach. Let us try to see how to change our tactics, change our strategy. Let us see how we can address these issues from bottom to top. And one of the ways I think that we can address these issues from bottom to top is the path that the president has told by approving the establishment of forest guards. I saw it in the manifesto. I've said it here. I saw it in his manifesto. So the president is one president I think or I feel understands the situation, right? So the orders that he has given that forest guards should be established under the supervision of the National Security Advisor. Yes, I have seen the efforts that the Security Advisor is making in trying to see how to put some personnel together under the forest guards. But for me, the time is of essence, right? Because we cannot continue to remain like this while the damage is done. Yeah. So the personnel that are being recruited under the forest guards, I was made to understand that they are being recruited from their immediate communities. So it is not about recruiting them from their immediate communities and taking them to Osogbo to undergo special training. Once that is done, it is expected that they should be well armed as well. Their job is not just for intelligence or information sharing or gathering. They are going to be the first responders in the event where these criminals come. And once these criminals come with sophisticated arms and ammunition, you expect the forest guards to use batons or sticks. So as they are doing that, the government should also be aware that there is need for us as a government to equip them well with arms and ammunition so that they can confront these criminal elements when they come. Now they have taken these children to the forest. Who is after them? It's the troop. The troops are after them in conjunction with some local hunters and all that. But if the forest guards are also on ground, why these people came, they would have confronted them. Look, imagine the story that was delivered or given by the police PRO in Kebbi, that there was a gun duel between the police and these criminals. But they succeeded in scaling this fence, the school fence, into the compound and all that. And you tell me that you could not go after them when they scaled? If they scaled, why didn't you even scale? Why didn't you go after them when they went into the premises? You allowed them to scale. They succeeded in carrying the 25 girls, killed the vice principal, and injured the security guard. At the end of the day, you are coming to give statement as a police PRO in Kebbi. It doesn't make sense to me. Since the attack, since this incident happened in Kebbi, the Chief of Army Staff has been there. On that very day, the Chief of Army Staff was there to motivate the troops to see how to go after these criminals in the forest. I haven't heard anything from the IGP. Is the IGP not supposed to go to Kebbi to also look at what is happening, first-hand information, right? But I haven't heard anywhere that the IGP was in Kebbi. And we keep hearing that when it has to do with internal security, is the responsibility of the police. The police keep telling us that they are the lead agency when it has to do with internal security. How well are they even leading in this instance? Right? Because the military has taken over the responsibility of the police, I see that the police have become very relaxed in the discharge of their duties, if you ask me.
Okay. Well, I wonder, Dr. Okwori, when you look at the manpower at our disposal, both with the police and indeed with the army, ordinarily, perhaps, Air Force, Navy, unless there's a joint task force kind of an operation, they're not used. But the army and then the police, both of them do not have the numbers that are appropriate to the expanse of this country. It has been said repeatedly that, look, very few countries can have the required number of personnel to police our borders, police our forests. We've heard this, and it stands to logic. But the issue still is our people are dying. So are we just going to keep on saying this every time it happens? We gather together, we get experts, and we are hearing very much the same old stories. It's getting frustrating, and they are not going to be able to understand it. When I say they, I'm talking about the parents and the wards of all these people that are being abducted. But people say that at the back of everything is the fact that we don't have enough men in uniform, both the police and the army, to be able to do a good job, apart from luck, happenstance of just happening to be in the vicinity when an attack is ongoing. But I believe that they have intelligence themselves, so they probably won't let that happen. But what do you say about this whole question of manpower? And I also like the point you made about the forest guards. But there's a controversy that they shall not bear arms. And you asked, so what are they going to use to try and repel any marauder or invader? Dr. Okwori.
You see, Uncle Yori, if we are serious about what we are saying, if we are serious about being practical, being real about what we are saying, in addressing the insecurity issues that is confronting us today, we must have to be strategic about it. We must have to be tactical about it. I just said it here. No matter how well you train the forest guards, no matter how well you train them, don't forget that they are first of all human beings. So you don't expect when these criminal elements come to a community where the forest guards are supposed to render some security services and all that, and they see these guys with these arms, and you expect them to wait. They will not wait. They also take to their heels to see how to see that they are not being killed by these criminal elements. At the end of the day, what have we achieved? You have a forest guard in place. They are not equipped with arms and ammunition. Let me tell you, Uncle Yori, it is better to even equip these forest guards after training them more sophisticatedly even than the police, if you ask me. Do you know why? Because the way I said, they are going to be first responders. It is in the event where they are being overwhelmed that they now begin to look out or to call for backup. So for us to get that desired result, because these crimes are local, they happen in our rural communities. And you and I know that there are no presence of security in our rural communities, whether we like it or not. Adoption of schoolgirls or children happens in our rural communities. Bandits taking over communities, levying them, collecting ransom, happen in our rural communities. Bandits not allowing farmers to access their farms happen in our rural communities. Do we have the presence of security agents or agencies in our rural communities? The answer is no. So we must first of all look at that in that direction. Let us begin to see how to address these issues from bottom to top. I've said it is not the usual deployment of police and soldiers when these things happen, or when the governor of the state begin to drive to such location. It will not solve the issue. It will not bring this matter to a drastic reduction. So we must rise to the occasion. And the fact is, as an advocate of local policing, we must be sincere in addressing these issues. When it has to do with manpower, of course, totally we don't have the adequate manpower when it has to do with the military and the police. As we speak, the police are less 400,000. By the time you and I sit down here and do our workings and see the ones that are providing security to our public office holders, our banks, embassies, government agencies, and institutions and all that, by the time you take out this number that is providing security across Nigeria, how many do you think is left to provide the security that is adequately required for the citizens of the country? We are well over 230 million or close to that, right? So the police that we have, completely that number is not good enough. The UN required ratio is a police officer to about 350 to 400 citizens to provide the security protection for, right? But that happens in a sane society and not in a society the way Nigeria is right now, because whether we like it or not, Nigeria is hostile. A lot is happening because we don't know what will happen the next day.
Okay.
Right? So
well, what you just said.
In the military, how many do we have in the military? The military workforce is less than 230,000. How do we now work with that number? We can't get the desired result when we see that we are not adequately enough workforce to see how to confront these criminal elements.
Okay.
Right.
So one moment, Dr. Okwori.
We are already in a disadvantaged position. So there's need for the government to see how to recruit more, because we have well-able-bodied youths that are out there that are looking for jobs like this. Except that they don't have passion for the job. Some want to get into the job because they want to begin to see how to make money, 1 naira or 2 naira. So it's hard to see the ones that have passion for the job.
All right. One moment, please. Let me bring on a viewer, Mr. George in Ikeja. Good morning. Thank you for holding on.
Good morning, Uncle Yari.
Thank you for calling in.
And good morning to the guest.
Yes.
Uncle Yari, I heard the guest say he did his PhD thesis on kidnapping and that he had interacted with both kidnappers and victims.
Yes.
I had expected that with that background, he would be recommending to us or to the government what the solution to the issues on ground are, or what the solution should be. But on the one hand, he blames the government for not doing enough. On the other hand, he is also saying that the president knows what to do and acknowledge that the forest guards has come on stream or training is going on. So I am really unable to understand the point he's making. Uncle Yari, truth must be told. There are some disgruntled politicians in our country that are behind these things. I have seen what some of them are tweeting on social media for the past 3 days. They are happy that insecurity is increasing and wanting to politicize it. They have tried blackmail on this president. It didn't work. They've tried a coup d'etat. It didn't work. They've invited U.S. President to invade Nigeria. That one didn't work. Now, it is using insecurity, fueling insecurity in order to discredit this government. Now, Uncle Yori, the government must be very decisive on this matter. We have to have a country before anybody can aspire to govern it. Those who want to bring the country down because they cannot govern it should be treated the way the government should decisively treat the bandits and the criminals that are bringing about the insecurity in our land. Time is right to be very decisive on the matter. People who think that the country must be in their pocket, any other person that governs is not a president unless it is them. This is the time to be very, very decisive about it. I'm aware that the security agencies have a list of the people that are behind these terrorists. It is time to unveil it and deal with them decisively. That's my recommendation. Anything outside of that, this problem will continue to, to worry us.
Thank you very much, Mr. George, for calling in. Dr. Okwori, he spoke about... Yes, sir. He spoke about decisiveness.
Let me respond to...
Okay, please go ahead and respond.
Oh, okay, yeah. You see, I just want to say one or two things that Mr. George raised. You see, I am coming from the private sector. There are a lot of research that I've done in my capacity. I know the risk that I took to run my PhD thesis on kidnapping for ransom. Right. I know the risks I took. I've even taken study of how bandits adopt school children, their modus operandi in Northwest region some couple of months ago. Now, I came out with a report after my thesis from my interaction with kidnappers. Mm-hmm. I did a letter. I made bold to say that I did a letter to the Office of the National Security Advisor that my name is XYZ, and I said it in my letter that I carried out a research on a topic like this, and I want to make myself available to tell the Office of the National Security Advisor my findings, what kidnappers do, how they operate, what they told me, and that in the forest around the FCT, Kaduna, Niger axis, and other Nasarawa, if they kidnap somebody or they kidnap people and they take them into the forest, once ransom is paid and you are released, there are ways that when they release you from the forest, as you are coming out to find your way back to the expressway or wherever, they will tell you that they will tell you not to put on your footwear, right? They told me that they tell you not to put on your footwear. That when you don't put on your footwear is a sign that you've been kidnapped and ransom has been paid. In the event where other kidnappers see you within the forest, they won't kidnap you again, they will let you go. I had a lot of information like that. As I speak to you, there was no response from the Office of the National Security Advisor inviting me to come and tell them more about my report, about my findings. Right? I even wrote to the National Police, you know. So when you write these things to the relevant agencies of government and you are not invited, will you now force your way into it? Because you are not invited, you cannot force your way into it. Because these offices, I know how difficult it takes somebody to get in.
Forgive if you think it is a stupid question, but couldn't this same research result be published if people are not doing what you imagine people in the situation that we are in should be doing? Is it that these things are not like that? You don't publish them like that? Because you've done research. We clearly need all the help we can get. Mm-hmm. And they are not inviting you, even though you're offering yourself.
Yes, even though I'm offering myself, I didn't get any invitation. Yes, so that's the fact. Now, where I commended President Tinubu for the establishment of forest guards, I made a recommendation in my thesis that there's need for us to go local, and for us to achieve results when we go local is to come up with local security structures such as that of the forest guards that the president approved. And that is why I commended the president that he's one president that I think he knows the issues, he knows the challenges, he knows that crime is local. So for us to get results is to go local. And going local is by establishing that forest guard that he did. So I know what I'm saying, right?
But the forest guard has to be equipped.
When he was...
The forest guard has to be appropriately equipped.
They must. Okwori is a must that they must be equipped, not just equipped, sophisticatedly equipped with arms and ammunition.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Dr. Okwori. Dr. Okwori, I beg your pardon. I've got to go on a break now, but we'll come back and I'll pick up this point about equipping the forest guard if we know that we want to be serious at all. Stay with us, please.
Meet Benga Oreshegun, a fearless voice and an advocate for the truth. He's bringing fresh energy and bold insights to Journalists Hangout.
Get ready for deeper analysis and dynamic perspectives. Join me and Babajide Kolade Otitoju with other veteran journalists on Journalists Hangout. Weekdays from 5 p.m. and on Sundays 1:30 p.m.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it, you'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Okay, bandits kill 3, abduct worshippers in Kwara State, specifically Christ Apostolic Church members in Ishegun. Okay, just before, and our guest, our expert looking at this with us is Dr. Stephen Okwori, security consultant and strategist. And I hear that on the line waiting to join us is retired AIG Dr. Latoye Idrusimi. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, good morning. I just want to say at this stage, Nigeria needs help. Those who claim to be Nigerian friends internationally should come to our help. We need help, and government should realize the fact that security and the welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government. In that case, we should give security priority in the sense that more men should be recruited in the Nigerian police and more men should be recruited into the army. We are at war. We must realize the fact that we are at war and that everything should go down for Nigeria.
But the Inspector General of Police hasn't said what you have said, that we need help.
This one is very glaring. America said they are coming to help us. They are coming to deal with the terrorists. It is true. Not only America. Where are our friends from France? Where are our friends from Britain? Where are our friends from China? It is when you have problems, you know your true friends. Let them come and help us. If you want to supply us helicopter, supply us. You want to support us with weapons, supply. It is beyond the resources of this nation. If we do the next budget, the whole budget,
Dr. Drosimi,
we need support.
You certainly know about the matter. I mean, you are a retired AIG, and right now you're also a lawyer, so you know what you're talking about. Are you saying that Nigeria is not in a position to solve its criminality problem, whether you want to call it terrorism, robbery? Nigeria is not in a position to help itself. Is that what you're saying, sir?
What I'm saying is that security is not the only problem of Nigeria.
Yes, but we're dealing with security now.
If America is going somewhere, it will call for others. It will call for help. Bringing resources together is not a crime. Bringing resources together, bringing help from outside is not bad. There's no shame in solving the problem you cannot solve alone. In the last 20 years, we've been spending resources. We've been losing men and women on operation. Let's look for others to come and help us in Nigeria. It's going beyond our budget.
Okay, I hear you, sir, and thank you very much for saying that. But we spoke about the police earlier, the number of men in uniform that we have on ground. It's nowhere near enough. And is it a finance matter? Is it a matter of being funded? Because I do have the impression that the Inspector General of Police, the police generally as an organization, knows what to do to help itself in order to be able to help the country. So what is the problem? Is it finance? Is it? Hello, you've gone.
Most of the colleges we have are not even having men in training now. The colleges are there.
Okay.
No students there. We need to recruit every month. Because people are leaving the job every month, people are dying on the job. So in those days of ours, recruitment is done every month. Recruitment should be a monthly issue because people are leaving the job and services of the police are needed everywhere. If you look at the men providing guards, for politicians. Look at the men providing gas for corporate bodies. Look at the men providing gas in companies and other areas. It's high. So we need men to replace those who are retiring. We need men to replace those who are dying. We need men to replace those who are retiring. Police will continuously recruit to be able to meet up the challenges ahead.
Okay, now let me stay with you for a few more seconds, Dr. Drosimi, because this is a security issue, so I would consider you a security expert as well. Dr. Stephen Okwori is our in-house security expert. So yeah. What is it that we were doomed when they decided that they were going to go and hit Shegun in Kwara State? That was that. The mere fact that they had decided that they were going to hit it, they were going to hit that place successfully. What does this say?
The problem we have is the resources. Even if you know that enemy is coming, you don't have the resources to attack the enemy. What will you do?
Okay.
Sometimes these people are better prepared, better equipped in carrying out their disastrous activity. So police need equipment. We need, for this, why can't we have police air wings that will have bases in every geopolitical region? So if we have police air wing like we have in other civilized nations, when there's a problem, the police air wing with the right helicopter gunboats will move up and deal with those people before they even get to the source.
Yeah.
But here we come, we don't have police air base. We're supposed to have police air base with enough helicopters. I don't think we have up to 3-4 functional helicopters, which is not good.
All right.
We need the equipment. Once we are properly equipped, most of the problem we have in Nigeria is police problem. If you give police the right assets and the right training and the right number of men, we can solve 90% of the problem happening in Nigeria, even without calling for the military to support.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olatoye Drosimi, AIG retired. Really appreciate your calling in. Dr. Stephen Okwori, well, you just heard the retired policeman. He's still very much in the field. At least you could hear the way he was speaking. Your thoughts?
Exactly.
Your thoughts on his submission?
Yes, I want to align myself with what the AIG retired has said. This year, 2025, the police is 95 years old. At 95, we are still saying the same thing since creation or since establishment to date. We are talking about equipment. We are talking about logistics. We are talking about motivation. We are talking about welfare. We are talking about all this that will make the police a functioning institution to be able to combat internal crime. Just the way I said, the police are overwhelmed. They are not well equipped, whether we like it or not. And that is why the military, the soldiers have taken their job. And that has made, just the way I said, has made them relax.
Okay.
Sincerely.
All right. Let me take one more caller.
So they are not,
let me take Mazi Okorafo, who has also called in. Good morning, Mazi.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, I guess. Sir, you're honest speaking, the souls of those who started. My only suggestion now, I would tell Nigerian government, not only South or Southeast anywhere, that all religious organizations increase the level of security 24/7. And I will take you down there. I will advise the authority concerned to increase the number. To increase the number in the sense that where they'll be working morning, afternoon, evening, and night, three times. In those days, those 60, 70, the security network should be morning, afternoon, and night. Let them introduce that to help us. And I've just called on people that wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, don't wait for federal government or state or local government. You as an individual, be a security. When you come in and take something, and see something that's strange to yourself, raise an alarm. By the time you raise an alarm, you see people that will back you. But the situation in Nigeria, when you raise an alarm, so people start running, abandoning you, which is not healthy. Please, Nigeria, anywhere you are, you see somebody there, please do the needful and assist. It will help us.
But Mazi, to be fair, we have the reports that when these men arrived, these bandits, when they arrived on that fateful Tuesday evening, they were shooting sporadically, shooting into the air, and it was later on that we found out that some had been killed. So when you are saying, Mazi, that people need to be brave and do the needful, when you start hearing gunfire...
Let me suggest, let me tell you, even the security men, wherever they are, do you know if somebody is shooting in that their studio, somebody around that area, that vicinity, security man is there, you shoot, the person shooting that their studio will be surprised. Say, it seems it's a advanced team.
Okay.
It will scare that person. Okay. When the situation whereby when you hear Bokwa, everybody starting away, it doesn't make sense.
All right.
Let us face reality. And people that have CCTV around their business, when you see something, raise an alarm too. Some people have that CCTV only for their own personal agreement, their own personal. They don't even care about the next door, which is not healthy.
All right.
Spread this issue of security. Everybody. Good morning. Mazi Okafor from our Sugar. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Mazi. Well, Dr. Okwori, how say you on this matter?
No, you see, I appreciate the concerns of Mazi Okafor, but it is easier said than done, right? When these criminals come and you know how well armed they are and they shoot, everybody begins to answer his or her father's name. At that point, it becomes a heavenly race that you are running on your own, right? Because
you're very right.
Because
you're very right.
The fact is, let us tell ourselves the truth, right, Uncle Yori? Nigeria is confronted with a lot of insecurity issues, whether we like it or not. The ones we know is the one that has come to the public space. There are a lot that are happening out there. Our citizens are held captive. They are hostages in our forest. As I speak to you.
Yes.
But we don't know their number until they go through all that communities crowdfunding, right? They put monies together and see how to pay ransom. But do you know one unfortunate thing? If you pay ransom today and you are released, you are not issued a receipt. That in the event where you meet kidnappers again, when you present your receipt, they will allow you go. It doesn't happen like that, right? So this is a difficult situation we are in. Now, the AIG talked about the primary responsibility of government. That section has become so common, so popular now because of the insecurity issues bedeviling Nigeria. The illiterate also know that the primary responsibility is security and welfare of the citizens. And our political leaders, just the way that we saw 2 days ago, factions of the PDP trying to see how to grab the supremacy of their party and all that. Did you see the energy that they brought on board? Governors, ministers brought so much energy on board to see how to challenge each other. How I wish they bring such energy when it has to do with addressing the security issues in the country.
I think that's the kind of thing Mazi Okafor was saying. Let them bring that energy to bear. Then people will hear. I think that's the kind of thing he was saying. But it doesn't work like that. And Dr. Okwori, what are your thoughts on allegations? In fact, Mr. George, who called in first, he spoke about the politicization of this, or maybe just, simplify the grammar, that this is politics, that there are people who want to cause instability, who wants to cause fear. Otherwise, how do you go and attack an evening worship? They said it was about between 6 and 6:30. How do you go? What kind of a criminal action is that? And if it is robbery, what are you hoping to find at a spiritual event, at a church event, just as they went to the mosques? So is it not that they want to cause problems for us? Let me not just say for government, but for the country. When you go and you hit such soft target as worshippers in a church, the other day it was schoolgirls somewhere. What do you make of the matter of the thought by some that it is politicians at work causing instability?
This is the narrative we've been hearing right from even when Jonathan was there. They said the APC government then came in with these criminal elements to see how to cause instability, to make Nigeria ungovernable for Jonathan. And it was the reason why Jonathan lost the election. And during the reign of former late President Muhammadu Buhari, we saw these criminals as well. They were all everywhere doing the same thing. And we are seeing them under the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So what are we saying? What is his name? Professor Ibrahim Gambari, he said when he was chief of staff, he was at a function somewhere, he said the insecurity in Nigeria is what he termed elites orchestrated insecurity. Are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Orchestrated insecurity. That was what Professor Gambari named it, elites orchestrated insecurity. It is in this Fourth Republic, this democracy from 1999 to date, that we started experiencing terrorism in Nigeria. It started in 2009. It is in this democracy that they named some group of criminals, bandits, in 2018. It is in this very democracy, the Fourth Republic, that we started experiencing kidnapping for ransom And it has gone to the level that it is today. I've said it here, between June 2024, July, August this year, 2.56 billion naira was paid as ransom by Nigerians to these criminal elements. So for how long can we continue to remain like this? Has it become a norm? Has it become part of us that a child that was born some couple of years ago has grown to know that insecurity issues are bedeviling Nigeria and that we don't have a way around it? You see, we need to see that we motivate our troops, motivate the police, the ones that are serious. But the point is, do we even have some of them that are sincerely doing the job, that are doing it with sincerity of purpose? They have deliberate intention to see that these insecurity issues are reduced to the barest minimum. Do we have people in government, in some of these institutions that are profiting from it, that are making sure that these things don't end, so that they keep making profit, making money from it? The answer is yes. So how do we now address these issues? If the National Assembly is doing what they ought to do, what they need to do, it's not about standing up when these deaths happen. They will stand and carry out a minute silence in honor of the dead. How long will they continue to do that? If they carry out their constitutional responsibility of carrying out oversight function, effective oversight function, exposes corruption, they should look at the ministries, departments, and agencies, including the military. How well are they carrying out the monies that are sent to them and all that? If recommendations are made from agencies of government, such as the Nigerian Army Resource Center, where I'm a fellow, because we have lecture series in that Army Resource Center on how to address insecurity issues, scholars come, professionals come, recommendations are made. Does government look into these recommendations? Because it's for the government, the executive, to see how to implement these recommendations and implement them and sustain them.
I was just going to say that, I was going to say what you just said, that when you said that, do they actually do anything with these papers, these recommendations that they get after all these important conferences? So we have the National Security Advisor certainly has his work cut out for him. But I suppose people have called in. We've had a policeman who has only recently retired, so he still is very much in touch with what's going on there, saying that the resources are just too limited. Not just limited, too much so limited. So if you have people in the know saying that, it's not as if we don't know what to do. We are trained. These people these professionals, they are trained both locally, they're trained abroad, but at the same time, it's like you've trained them. Okay, let me just take the forest guards, for instance. You've trained them, but you don't want them to bear arms. The criminals, when they come, they're going to be bearing sophisticated weaponry. And so the question has been asked here, say, what do you want us to do? What can we possibly do? So I don't know, we're in a catch-22 situation. I understand maybe that government doesn't want arms in the hands of people who have not sworn allegiance, and if that is the difference between army and police and these other kind of gangs. Those ones, they swear allegiance and all of that. I don't know what you think as we close, Doctor, because you mentioned it. We come here, we talk about this, we'll be quiet, another incident will happen, then we'll come back again and start talking about it. What is the way out? Is it strictly one of resources, provision of resources?
Uncle Yori, let me tell you something. When it has to do with combating insecurity, anywhere in the world is not cheap. And I make bold to say that Nigeria has the resources. We have the resources. Because when you see some of these resources in the hands of people that are in government, you begin to ask questions. How did they get so wealthy to the point that they have these resources? A lot of them are out there. They live on public funds, taxpayers' money. They use these funds that is meant for carrying out such responsibilities to intimidate the other citizens of the country, because they are privileged to be in one office or the other. Because the fact that they are appointed to be in one office or the other doesn't make them see the other Nigerians as less privileged people. The problem in this country that I know is that when we make up our mind that this is the way we want to go, there are some people that are in the system that serve as saboteurs. Right? They try to say how to frustrate the system, and it's a deliberate thing. Right? The chief of staff to the president today, when he was speaking... Your
pardon. We're going to leave it there to pick it up another day. I want to thank you very much, Dr. Stephen Okwori, for coming on security consultant and strategist, as well as fellow of the Nigerian Army Resource Center. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the program.